Hey everyone, Retired Hero here with Fluffy. I want to thank everybody so much for their support for all these videos so far. And having said that, this next video right here, this is an old video from the official Catan Seafarers tournament, and I'm not happy about it. I'm pretty disappointed actually. When we went to record this video, it was great on Twitch on the live stream, but afterwards the VOD got deleted. We had to go back and rescue the VOD. But when that happened, the audio and the video got desynced, and so I had to go back in and individually cut and match up the audio and the video something like over 30 times. A lot of problems with the VOD itself. The title's wrong, there's a lot of audio issues, the hotkeys were bound wrong, so you get a whole bunch of pop-ups. Moving forward though, all of the videos from here get better, the production gets better, and I guess that's about it. So enjoy the video. This was a game for $1,000 brought to you by colonist.io. Thank you everyone again. We're ready to go. $1,000 Seafarers Tournament Grand Finals right now. Because the game has started. So let's get it going. Seafarers $1,000 tournament. This is the final table. Retired Hero here with Soren. FP calling the action.
Looks like Fogru is placing first. I like the little name change there.
I do like that. Fogru. Fogru on blue, Hirin on green, Bumpset Spike on the red, Motu playing black. Those are your finalists. They've already won $200. They're playing for $1,000. Let's check out the board. What jumps out at you, Soren?
Let's see. I think one of these spots on the 6 sheep 9 ore is going to be pretty strong. Kind of low wheat though, so I maybe like 8-4-11 for first position, just to make sure you get on some wheat.
I agree. That looks pretty solid out there. On the other side of the board, that 6-5-3 is looking kind of interesting, but you do have some good edge spots like a 6-5 brick ore as well, and somebody might look out for that.
Yeah, that 6-5 spot is very good.
Yeah, a little bit low on the wood on this one, you know, 5, 10, 11, 12. It might seem like wood might be one of the focuses here too. So yeah, 6, 9, 10 drops it down. Fogru with the first settlement. It'll pass over to here and here. Where's the road point out here? There's decent brick on the other side with the 6 and the 9 here. Not sure if they will actually point out to this brick port, but it could mean they still double up on this 9 ore.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, because I think pointing both the 6-3 and the 6-10 are likely to be taken. I think what he's thinking here is that either the 6-10 or the 10-10 will be open, and that will guarantee him to get on wheat. And I think he's probably right. I think the 6-10 and the 4-10 will probably be taken, but I think the 10-10 might be left open. Though if someone goes on the inside 4-10, that could really hurt his game if someone goes on the 6-10 as well.
Yeah,
so.
And they definitely could. Wheat here is only on double 4-10. So I think wheat here might be one of the even more rare resources, as we see an 8-4-11 to the sheep port. Wow, Hirin has got my vote now. Hirin is going to go for that sheep strategy here, or at least has the option to.
Yeah, this is interesting. I mean, personally, I might have probably taken 8-4-11 as first position, but I don't dislike 6-9-10, and if Fogru is taking it, I'm sure he has a very strong reason for it.
I think it definitely means that they could have I guess one of the other 2 hex spots and start right away with some ships. You know, their wooden sheep production could definitely start off.
That's true. If they're not able to get wheat, if they're not able to get any wheat, they may just have to do that and hope that they find one of those 2 wheat tiles out there in the fog.
It is a bit risky playing it that way, but when wheat is just on 4 and 10 anyway, maybe you do try to get that 6 gold anyway and try to get that tile in the middle, or maybe uncover a better wheat spot in the middle and just ignore these main islands here. Whereas the 8-4-11 going to the sheep port, I mean, there's only the 8 and the 6s on this eastern main island. On the west, it's only a 2 and a 3, so the sheep on the other side not looking so good. The grass is not always greener out there.
No, though I think it's very likely that Hirin might just get that some spot on this 3. Actually, probably maybe 6-5-3 or 6-12-3 might be open. Probably not, though. I'm looking at it. I think someone's going to take the 653 probably.
I think so.
Just the production is so good.
Looks pretty solid. Shout out to Delighted Catan in there. I see you. Appreciate you out there. So yeah, the 653 could be that next spot. This is bump set spike. Looking at it, it's not gonna look like there's gonna be a lot of ore and wheat strategy out here. You know, nothing too coordinated or anything like that. And even trying to build for ships or roads, neither of those are coordinated either. This is kind of a scattered board.
Yeah, and I really like a port here because I think the amount of wood production and the amount of wheat production is going to be very low on this board. You're not going to be able to get good trades for either of those resources, and those are both very important resources. Obviously, if you're trying to build any boats, you're going to need that wood, and you're going to need both of those things for settlements and wheat for cities and dev cards. So I think getting on a port here is going to be very strong. I'm not sure I would have pointed that way as bump. I might just point to the 3-1. But maybe he wants to explore and try and find some of those elusive resources in the fog.
Yeah, that's a curious spot because, you know, Bump's spot almost lines him up for 6-10 and to start out that way too. So it does look like pointing a 3-1 might have been a better spot. And again, the 5-6 looks like a spot that someone might take. I don't know about the top here. There's possibility maybe here for fourth player Motu, maybe something like the 9-5-2. Point towards the ore port, and then you've got 8 and 9 out there on the other side. Although I'm not sure that's enough of a game to play for an ore port right there.
I think the thing is, like, as bump, your second spot is either going to be the 6-10 probably or the 10-4 here, so I think pointing to the 3-for-1 is better because you're going to have a coastal spot anyways. Or maybe he's thinking that he wants to go somewhere else.
Could be, actually. Motu does it. I was looking at it like a 9-5-2. Gets the 8-3-11 after. Starts off with the road. Pretty good ore, 8 and 5.
I'm going to be going for that ore port and the 4-3.
Yeah, points out to
I do like the ore port here, though. With the 8 and the 5. If you can get cities quick, that can be very good.
Yeah, it depends how fast he gets onto this 4 wheat, gets onto that ore port. It's going to have lots of brick in hand too, so hopefully it does get to trade out on a 3-1 sometime later. Pretty weak on the wood and the sheep though, right? The 11 and the 2. The brick there, I mean, they're going to be able to trade out a little bit for it. I'm not sure I love Motu's spot, but it is 4th position, so it's always tough to play as 4th.
Yeah, it is tough. I'm not sure he's going to have the best trades. I mean, I think he's going to have a lot of ore in hand, but I think that Fogru is going to have ore, and someone's going to go on the 6-5 probably. So there will only be one player who doesn't have ore. Brick might be his better trading resources. Probably only Bump is going to be the other person on it. Actually, there's going to be 2 people on it. So maybe, I don't know. He will have some trading partners, but it's not like he's going to be able to charge a premium for these resources.
Yeah, and right now you see Bump actually setting on that 6-10 just like we thought they would. And so again, pointing that road probably to that 3-1 was better. And yeah, 6-5 comes down for Huron. As we've been eyeing up that spot the entire time, ship will come down. And I'm sure it's going to point towards the middle some way. But critical decision, up or down. Huron actually points it down.
Like, Huron actually, could take Fogru could take the 4-3 here, which might be very interesting and hurt Black quite a bit.
Yeah, Fogru could definitely cut off Motu, but I mean, Motu doesn't look to be in a strong spot here anyway. I guess there's no other place where they can cut somebody else off just as savagely.
I think it's either that or the 4-10 is probably where they're going to place. The thing about the 4-3 is you're cutting someone off, and you're going to get on the 10 anyways on this 10-10 spot. Or you can even go all the way down to the 4-10 if your 3 rolls enough.
That's true. You definitely could.
But maybe he'd rather just start with the strong wheat, because it will be a valuable trading resource, as there is only one other person on wheat. So if you can start with 2 wheat in hand and use those to get good trades, that might be a better option.
Yeah, and right now I do like Huron's setup, and there's not really a good way to block them at all here. Neither can you really block Bump at all, so really the only person you can block is Motu here. It's tough though. I mean, the 4 is a nice wheat out there. Getting the 4-10 though might help you balance out a little bit better with that ore wheat, but again, you're kind of building out on your own, and you are relying on the 10-6 to try and explore your way out. But it does look
mean,
like safer exploration out on this southern part of the fog here. Probably not going to be contested too much.
Well, you have to consider that Bump can always move his boat. Just because he's pointing that way doesn't mean he's necessarily going to go that way. He could easily just move his boat and then explore to the south if he wants.
What do you mean? Players can move their boats in Seafarers? I've seen games where people don't move their boats at all.
We've seen a surprising amount of that, but Bump knows he can move his boats. He's a very strong Seafarers player, so...
Yeah, we've seen some players use their boats and, explore multiple pieces of fog in a single turn. The last placement comes down, 410 for Fogru. Starting resources are divvied up, and the 5 is the first roll out there.
Yeah, I do like this from Fogru because I think that wheat is going to be a very strong trading resources, and he's going to be able to get a lot of 2-for-1s or maybe even 3-for-1s for that wheat, so...
Wow, that's already 2 5s out there with a 3 out there. So a couple of ores already going out. The first one is that water tile, and we get the 8 wheat afterwards.
Does the water tile count for the competition?
I mean, if somebody actually guessed water, I will legit go for it. You would have to say, I don't know, water tile, I guess.
Yeah.
Let me go back in chat and see if anyone actually called water as the first one.
Well, Bump's not going to be too unhappy finding that 8 wheat. That's going to be super valuable. So.
I can't believe water was the first one. Four rolled out, 12 after that. What do we have? 11 bricks, 12 golds out there. Yo, Mike is my Ike. Thanks for the follow. Congrats on making it to quarterfinals, I think. I don't know if anyone actually called just straight up water.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Ouch. Feels bad in the final game, though. Your first discovery is the water. You don't even get anything for it. At least he gets the wheat for that 8. Looks like lots of trading trying to go on here and trying to get some wheat for themselves. Trade looks like it does go through. Bump Set Spike wanting to give a wheat. Wow. For the ore and the brick, the city comes down 8 for 11. Huron fast out the gate. Look at Bump Set Spike go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, starting off on the water, but now he's got the 8, the 5. He can... I mean, do you think he settles here, or does he still keep looking for more?
I think he's going to be happy with that spot. You got to be happy with that spot and settle there, I think.
Yeah, the 8-5 looks pretty good. You get some extra wheat in there, brick as well. It's still going to be quite a while away, though, for Bump Set Spike to get anything even close to resembling a city, though. No ore out there, no gold tiles, no port for Bump Set Spike. But, I mean, the production here is pretty good.
Yeah, interesting. I think we're probably getting to the point where we're going to expect to see some trades soon. It's like we had some trades with Bump, trading with Huron to give them a city.
Yeah.
Other than that, looks like we get a trade here. Sheep for brick.
Sheep for brick, it goes over to Motu, and the road comes down to the 10-10, 8 rolled after that. That's going to get double sheep out there. You know what that's about.
It is. It's kind of tough for Fogger. He's going to have a good spot on this 10-10, but it hurts that he doesn't get the 3-for-1 port.
Yeah, that is a ton more inconsistent, but man! Bump Set Spike gets robbed. First one of the final game here.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. I mean, doesn't have the settlement in hand. I think he probably would have had it with the 4 to wanting all that brick, but...
Yeah, 8 comes down after that. Motu with the ore. Again, more sheep coming down. Those 8s are starting to hit, so it could be a while here for Motu to maybe trade themselves up to something like the city here, too.
Yeah, and I think Huron's going to be looking to try and get on that sheep port next, probably. Maybe building boats, though. I don't know, hard to say. Depends how much the 11 rolls.
Yeah, it definitely depends here, especially if Bump Set actually gets more exploration done here. It's possible that, you know, everything that Huron could try to go explore, they're going to have to move their ships over and maybe start exploring north instead. City comes down. That's going to be Motu with the 8-3-11 citied up. And another city, Fogru.
City.
Yeah, just cities
City
all
very
over
good
the
for
place.
Fogru.
I think that's a great spot for Fogru there. The 6-9-10 sitting that one up. But the sheep does become a major target now. Bumpset gets caught in the crossfire there. Yeah, 3 cities up already.
Yeah. Worked out pretty well for Motu and Huron because there's not really a good spot to block both of their cities. There's just this 11, which is not great production to block. And you kind of don't want to solo block them, so I think the 6 sheep will be the prime target for a while here.
I'm actually starting to look at that 8 sheep. Huron is starting to kind of walk away with this game. You know, if he gets that sheep up and a few 8s roll, they can start building whatever they want, and I'm sure once that 8 rolls up, that's basically a coordinated ship right there. 5s hit twice again, and between the beginning of the game and now, those 5s, they've hit a bunch.
I'm interested in this 9 ore block by Bump, because I guess he's worried about Fog getting another city, but I think I would rather block the 5 ore because, yeah, you're getting another city there. I think this city is a lot better for Huron than the 410 city would be for Fog.
Wow, Bump is still exploring now, still going off the other way.
Exploring to other spots. Yeah, I thought he would just try and settle on that 8-5, but
not content with it, still building out, and he can actually still move some more ships here and explore the rest of that middle territory. But yeah, that block onto this 9 ore on the east meant that the west 5 ore was unblocked, and Huron is on 2 cities now early in the game.
Yeah, you gotta like this position for Huron, especially once they get that sheep port. Now, they're only on the 8 sheep, so it's not like they have insane sheep production, but once they have that settlement, that's 3 sheep every time they 8 rolls, so a free card and a sheep, that's pretty good.
Free card and a sheep, the 10 rolls after the 4 there. Lots of wood, lots of wheat out there. N4, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Congrats on making it to the semis. Fogru's still trying to make some trades happen out here. I think Bump, Motu and Bump had actually traded 2 ore for a wood there. So Motu ended up getting their settlement out onto that 4-3. They are on the coast now. Bump's got...
Yeah, and I think Bump really needs a settlement here. I mean, he hasn't increased his production at all. He's the only player who hasn't increased his production so far, which he's going to fall behind if he's not able to get a settlement soon.
3 sheep, 12 gold revealed there. Probably not what Huron wanted to see out there.
No, but it does allow them to probably get a free card to help them get their settlement on the 8.
It does, and they end up getting a wood for their trouble there, yeah. 6 rolls after that, Bump on 12 cards. Apparently they've got 3 ore in hand. They did make some good trades out there. Not sure if they have the city here, or if they want to keep moving. Not much more to explore on this side.
No, I think he's probably just going to go for a settlement on this turn if he can. Of course, having 3 ore in hand, that might be hard. Let's see, what does he have? He does have brick.
And he's moving back over to that 8-5.
Oh, he gets a city. He gets the city, okay.
Gets the city, gets the ship moved over to the 8-5. Bumpset has finally explored all the options, content with what they've got. Fogru rolling it out now, and it's the 11 again. Extra wood for people who shouldn't have any in the first place. Those 11s are big rolls there, you know, for Huron. That's their only wood production, and the same thing goes for Motu there. And this might actually push Motu out to that ore port much faster.
Yeah, it looks like Fog's going to push out to that 11-6. And yeah, I think Motu really needs to get on that ore port next, because there's not really a good spot that they were going to be able to get to settle on the Fog. So I think just getting that ore port up, and they will have definitely the strongest port on this board when they get that ore port. That's going to be significantly stronger for them than that 8 sheep, because that 8 sheep can just get blocked. But once Motu has 2 cities up, it's going to be very hard to stop that ore production.
Oh no, Fogru reveals the 6 brick, settles on it, builds a road out, only to find water, and gets hit with the pirate. Oof, that's a rough round on the go there. Bumpset Spike had 8 cards here and had the 8 there. They all get hit on it. That there's still one more gold tile out there. Could be on something like a 9 or a 4, which isn't too bad. And there's possibility here that we could get a really strong 8-5, whatever that other number is. So we can actually look out for that one. The 8 settlement comes down. That's triple sheep on that 8. It's online now.
Yeah, I think it's going to become a prime blocking target now. I think Motu's definitely considering it. It's like they decided on the 6 brick instead, as they block both those cities.
Yeah, the 6 brick. That's going to slow things down a little bit, both settlements and for any extra roads that they want to build onto the main islands. But I think both are trying to get their settlements out. Here and trying to get to maybe the 312, and of course you see Bumpset trying to go for that 8-5. So no brick means they can't lay down the foundation for those settlements. Right now 5 points is Huron in the lead as we're getting into the middle game now. Fogru at 4, Motu at 4, Bumpset still on that 3, but they do at least have that city up to help them out.
I really like Fogru's setup right now, because if you look at it, like, they're just very capable of going for either road or army. Whichever they decide is better for them. They haven't committed to either one yet, but they have pretty easy ways to get to both.
Are you
so I like their setup a lot here.
Are you surprised here? Motu ended up going for the ship instead of going for the ore port first, and the ship is really only pointed towards this kind of 312 area.
I think the likelihood is that this ship just has to go down to keep them under 7 cards, because they're lacking brick, probably. Is the reason that they put the ship down rather than a road. It looks like they were trying to get trades for brick, but weren't able to get any, so they put down a boat so as not to 7 out. Which is crazy, because they have the best brick production in the game. But I guess the 3 and the 9 just haven't been rolling.
Yeah, here now gets another ship out. It looks like they aren't satisfied with the 312, so they keep it moving and keep it moving along. And they're going to keep exploring up to those 3 more fog tiles. Meanwhile, the robber moves on to the 5 ore onto the side here, and it's still going to be Huron and Motu suffering those effects there. But the settlement comes down. Bumpset Spike claims at 8-5.
Yeah, finally getting his first settlement here. And that's a good spot. That's a good spot. He'll be happy with that. He can road into the middle here to try and get on the 5-something spot. We don't know what it is yet, but
yeah, finally.
We know it's not a water tile, though, so that's good for him to know.
Yeah, from this point out, you know that you've kind of reduced the odds a little bit. You're not going to explore a water because they've both been revealed. They've both been flipped over, so you'll get something for exploring now. The 9 did roll out for some brick. Motu got their road out towards the ore port, but not enough to get the settlement down. 4 afterwards gets a ton of wheat on the board. Options now, as they're probably in voice chat, trying to make up some trades here. Fogru here, they are still looking for maybe a settlement on this 10-10. And now, yeah, this road definitely doesn't look as good if they can only build up to 1 more tile reveal, and then you'd have to share it with the 11.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who's going for army in this game, because it looks like right now the 2 people with the best army setups are going to be Huron and Fogru. But possibility for Motu as well to maybe get some sort of army setup going if he gets this ore port. So it's going to be interesting. No dev cards bought yet. I don't think.
No dev cards, and Fogru actually went for the city on the 6-11 instead. Maybe pointing to something like a longest road strategy here. It looks like they wanted to prioritize that 6 brick instead.
Yeah, very interesting.
We have an 8 rolled out finally. The 4 after that. Motu double cities. That 952 city up here. And yeah, these 8s are hitting now. We got 2 of them in the last couple here, in the last few rounds here. So it's going to be really good once it gets back around to here, and we're going to be able to see them build some more ships and start exploring a little bit further out there. But Fogru themselves are trying to get some sheep for that.
I suspect we'll see some dev cards here because they have the wheat and they have the sheep in hand. They can easily port some of the... I think we're going to see 2 or 3 dev cards here from Hurin.
Hurin looks so good right now. Traded away some of that sheep for ore. There was a dev card out from Fogru now, but Hurin going 2-1 with the sheep port. It looks like they're going to be able to explore. Oh, that's going to be the longest road.
Rather than
Yeah, they get a 10 ore off of this one. That might be good enough to settle down, as they're going to build 2 more roads, and they'll be guaranteed a triple hex tile at the top here if they get 2 roads out to that. And maybe one of those is probably likely to be the other brick right now. So I think here and here, 2 dev cards out here, maybe looking for a settle on the next one.
You get a good chance at a 9 gold.
Really good chance.
There, so.
Do you think he just builds the next ship out just to see what it is, or do you think they try to just go for the settle? I think they build one more ship.
I think they could. It depends what their hand looks like, but yeah, I think if they can go for the settle, you just go for the settle. But a lot of times you have the extra ship anyways, so you might as well explore first.
Yeah. I think if he's got it, it could just be a settle on a 10, maybe the other gold tile up there, and it'd be better than the 12 gold. So definitely has some options. Motu now, though, does have 10 in hand, trying to get a wheat for that settlement. Trade goes through with Hurin. It might have been a 2-for-1 or just a straight up 1-for-1. I think the ore or the brick there. I would assume maybe...
Looks like it was... I'm going to have to assume it's the brick.
That's what I would assume if the 6 hadn't rolled.
Oh, no, maybe he's giving ore. No, he must be giving ore. He must have gave ore. That makes more sense.
Yeah, 2 ore now for sheep and wheat. They do get the settlement down. Motu is on 6 right now. They're not going to have longest road or any prospects there, and really, they're a little bit behind in the dev card game as well.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, he's got the best production right now, but it's going to be hard for him to get any of those win conditions, I think.
I think so.
That port's going to help a lot, but you know, they're low. He's a very low sheep, very low wood, so it's just going to be hard for him to pump out dev cards and hard for him to pump out roads. I think maybe road is more attainable, but
I think road is attainable. I think he's got to come back for this 8-9 ore and then try to really maximize that. You know, get another city on that, really beef up that road production.
I'd actually really like if he just went down to this 3-1 port on the 8-9. I think that would be very good.
Yeah, I think that's the one.
Gets more ore for his ore port. Gets the 3-1 for his brick because he's going to have a lot of excess brick. And
yeah, speaking of 3, 9, and
maybe
5.
Yeah,
3, 9, and 5 rolled on the end of that. So bumps that spike now. They're trading away for dev cards. They have the longest route. They find the 9 ore. So it's
interesting that he chooses to road to the 9-5 here rather than going to the 11-8, 8-9. It looks like he's going to try and connect his road all the way across the map.
All the way across, yeah. And this guarantees probably something like a 4 gold up top. That might look pretty good for Hurin here, as the gold is still out there. The 4 is definitely an option. 9 gets rolled out here after the 4. Motu with triple bricks almost on every turn here. So I think that 3-1 port is probably going to be really helpful if he can get to it.
Do you think maybe there's an argument for Bump to just go for the 9-8-11 though, as it does block that 9-11 spot off of Fog, which might be a good idea.
I think it's a nice little offshoot. I don't know if it's worth going out of his way for. It looks like he's definitely going to get that settlement down and then move this last ship from the 8 and then reach right across, maybe connect straight onto that 5 wood. I don't think anyone will be able to take away longest trade route, and Bumpset probably needs to hold on to that to win the game. So I guess can he afford that side track?
He does secure his win condition in this direction, so, and he can always road settlement later if he gets it in hand.
Right. 8 gets rolled out here. There was a city. Fogru is on 3 cities and nothing else right now. Huron, though, rolling that 8 out has some options. I think exploring up to the top. It's going to be 2-1 for that wood. Watch another ship come down, and we'll see what we get from the top here. It is the 4 gold.
Yeah, I think this should be a 4 gold. There you go. Very good. So that means we've got, what do we have left? We have, there's an 11
wood.
11 wood, I think, is what's left, yes.
Do they need any more wood?
I've been told there's always 2 11s in the fog, so...
Yeah. So, I mean, they're already citied up on 11 wood. I think getting to the 410 here, you know, they might just decide to city that one up next if they can. Here, and going to go grab another sheep from the gold tile. Gets a development card out. They have 3 development cards in hand. That 11 is going to help out quite a bit, though. Again, that rare wood coming out onto the board, and that's going to be double wheat for Fogru in hand, too.
A big block coming out there on the 8 sheep.
Big block on the 8 sheep as you see Motu go double roads back towards that 3-1 port. 7 cards still in hand. Might need a trade to make it happen. I think if Motu gets this, though, their production is fully online.
Yeah, they're going to be in a very good position when they get that spot. And that's also probably going to be their next city as well. Which is not hard for them to get cities once they have that spot, so... Looking very strong right now is Motu, and once they have that, they can probably just push out dev cards. They already have 1 knight. And a dev card in hand. Motu could just take army here.
Motu could take army. 1 knight already played out. Longest road is really not that far away. It's only 6 segments long. So really still anybody's... Longest road is still at that point where it's anybody's game. Yeah, we do have to point out that Fogru can connect at any time through the 10-10 and through the 10-4. But it looks like Bumpset wants to connect and stretch across. But even Motu right now, sitting on 5, has a chance to sneak it really quick here too. You know, it could be one of those fast, play a couple knights, play a couple roads, and all of a sudden Motu jumps up in 4 points and finds themselves way out in the lead.
Yeah, this is definitely a game where you also just need to be worried about anyone having a road building as well, because they could use that to snipe road also. Ooh, and looks like a mono coming in on that wheat. Jesus, that's a lot of wheat.
That's a lot of wheat. Huron with the mono takes all the wheat here. Fogru 0 cards. Huron settles on the 410, going 4-1. This is a big move, taking all the wheat off the board.
I almost wonder with that much wheat if there's a way that Huron could have gotten to the wheat port, but don't think so. Too far away.
Too far away. 11 wood. There it is. And it looks actually like Huron is actually going to build up through the north, and they have options to connect on the north side as well. So they might secure the longest trade route forever for themselves too.
Yeah, I don't think you can say that any one player has longest trade route down. I think everyone's in the competition for it at this point.
Wow. The 5 rolls out here. More ore out on the board. Bump, set, spike. Another road. Where's the settle? Is it going to be on that 9-5? Do they have it in hand? Only 5 resources there.
I think I can say at this point, though, that what's really going to decide this game is going to be army, because road is, I think, going to be something where you're going to be fighting for it the whole way. But I think if you can take army here, you're going to have those points a lot more solidly and be able to finish out. It'll be interesting to see who gets it. Motu might just buy some dev cards here.
Yeah, Motu did go 2-1, 2-1. Wood, sheep, wheat. It looks like they have enough for that settlement. They drop it down 89 for ore.
This is a very strong setup. I think Motu just needs to start buying dev cards now. Interesting that he is trying to give up that ore for brick. Maybe to 4-for-1 that brick to grab or 3-to-1 that brick to buy a dev card, probably. Be my guess.
Yeah, it could be a 3-to-1 for sure. I guess maybe the outside shot is maybe as another city already. Somehow.
I don't think so. I'm looking at the thing history. It looks like he got 3 bricks, so he used one of them to settle. So I think he's sitting with 2 brick in hand. with a 2 ore as well, and probably a sheep, either a sheep or a wheat. Probably a wheat. So he's just looking to 3-1 that brick for a sheep, so he can buy a dev card. I think probably.
3-1. He gets the wheat.
Oh, looks like he already did have the 3-1 already. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I figured he's trying to get the wheat for it, and maybe had the ore, and maybe had a wheat from before. But no, it definitely does look like dev card here. If you had that sneaky wheat in there, that would be
huge. He's not quite gonna get it.
Gets rewarded on the 9. The ore rolls right away along with 3 bricks. So that's basically a 3-1 of any. Passes along to Herin here. The knight is moved out. It's going to be blocking the 8 ore now. So Motu taking all of the aggro. It's going to be another 5 rolling out here.
I mean, it's a good block, but it's not even deadly for him. He's still got the 9 and the 5 giving him more. So.
And the 9 rolls again after that. Herin did build a road north towards the 411 up at the top there. And so they are stretching out their road as much as possible. And they're probably going to give themselves an extra settlement out on that 4 gold.
Yeah, and we're about to find out once Bump is done with his turn if Motu has a knight or not. That will be pretty important. If this dev card they have as a knight, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get army. If it's not, and Herin does have another knight in hand, they're going to be behind.
Wow, that 2-for-2 trade gets pulled off. Bump set Spike and Motu going 2 wood for 2 brick means Bump set Spike can put down the settlement, move their boat over, only 1 settlement and ship away from connecting. Motu though does have the wood that they need to start building out, and they're actually going to start buying dev cards now. Motu did not reveal a knight on that turn, but they did just buy another dev card. So maybe on the next
turn. Looks like he doesn't have a knight. So. If Herin does have a knight, he's going to be behind in the knight game here. It looks like he is able to put down 2 roads.
Curious spot there. They're going to go 2 roads towards the 2 sheep there.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. That's interesting. I might have favored going just on the wheat port on the 8 again, maybe. Just to extend that road. You still got possibility of taking road here as Motu. I think you want to leave that as an option. By putting these roads down on the other side of the map, you're kind of eliminating that as a possibility. Hell, even getting down to the brick port, he could build 2 roads and then 1 more road and then he's on the brick port. That would be a very good port for him.
Could be. He definitely had options on either end on that eastern island, but going towards the north, what's the play here? They have to set down a settlement before they can build ships. They do have a dangling ship out on that 4 wheat that they can move over. Is the lure of the 4 gold that good, or are they trying to break up green? I don't see a way where they can put the settlement down and then...
Oh, he may be doing that. He could possibly build a settlement on the... Oh no, he can't.
It's a little awkward. Yeah. It looked for a minute that he could try to break up road, but
there's no place he can actually get to where he can settle if he settles on this 2 spot. If he'd gone upper tier, yeah, but the problem is he has to build a settlement on the 2 there first, and then it's only 1 tile away. So if he'd have gone up above the 2 sheep and done that, he could have boated down and built on the 12 to split.
Exactly.
But from this spot, he can't.
Yeah, it's very awkward over there. As we keep moving along, another 5 rolls. There was a 10 before that. Herin finds themselves on 10 cards right now. Might have an option for the settlement. 4-1 having to trade. No, it's going to be 2 wheat coming out. Looks like a city might go down on... Oh no, double dev card? No, it is the city that goes down on the 4-10. Herin, 2 more cards there.
Interesting, no knight from Herin. If they do have a knight in their hand, I think that might be a mistake, because Motu's definitely going to be playing a knight on his next turn. Just going to get him ahead in that army race.
I'm not even sure if Herin needs it. Herin's got 2 hidden cards. I mean, they've got a spot for a settlement to get them to 10. I think Herin's dangerously close.
Yeah, and looks like Bump is going to try and connect here to take road. He needs a boat. Someone needs to trade him. If I'm Motu or Fog here, you're really wanting to trade Red a boat here, I think.
No boat. They pass on to Motu, who's only got 1 resource. Do they play out any cards? It is going to be the knight. That's 2 knights for them. And now it's going to be the 9 that goes out. Fogru Bump and Motu get resources, so nothing there for Harin, which is great for the table, because I think Harin's like a settlement away, realistically. You know, 2 hidden cards could be 2 points.
Yeah, I think Harin's a settlement away, but Harin is a settlement away, but I also think their opportunity to win is now or never. Once the road gets taken from them and Motu takes army, it's going to be very hard for them to find a win condition after that point, because the table's going to be trading bump road to keep it away from you, and it's just going to be very hard to win at that point.
That's right. Then you're just relying on production by then, and really it is just 1 ship, so it can get back to Bump, who's actually rolled quite a bit of wheat. Still trading away 4 to 1s here. Fogru buying a couple more development cards there, getting 1 more out there. They did play a knight, so they're out there. Bump with 2 roads on that 5 roll there. All of the ore blocked out. Yeah, Bump has got longest road for sure locked down now.
Yeah, it's on lock for Bump here. Those 5s are going to be crazy. He needs 1 boat, and then he can just build roads basically forever once he has that.
Yeah, 1 boat, I'm sure they can get away with it. They might make him trade away 4 to 1 just to make use of that wood there, just to make that into a sheep. Because he's going to have it locked down regardless.
They're going to let him 4 to 1 here.
Yeah.
They're going to let him 4 to 1 here, which I believe is correct, because I think if you give him 2 strong trades here, he could just come back and win. He still has that 8, 9, 11 spot open. He can still get on one of these 3 to 1 ports, which is going to be very strong for him. Probably the 312 is going to be his next spot after he connects road.
Yeah, I definitely do think he can pull back for that 8, 9, 11.
I think he has to. Yeah, he has to get to that 312. Actually, I think it is much better, because then he can port for oh, that's interesting. And he can't connect road. Wow.
And he didn't take the road. He didn't take the road. He just built down. He had 1 sheep.
Mistake. I think if Harin has 2 victory points here, they might just be able to settle on their turn and win. Wow.
Wow. Motu buys a development card.
I also just think getting the 3 to 1 port here is much better for Bump. I think it's going to be a lot easier for him to city once he has that. I guess he's very reliant on the 9, whereas with the 3 to 1 you can probably just get a city no matter what numbers roll a lot, because he's on most of the good numbers.
We had a road building come down from Motu, and 2 ships up towards the 8 on the northern tip of the eastern island there. Motu's got roads and ships pointed all over the place. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think he could have had a good chance at longest road if he'd have built those 2 roads on the other side of the map, but he just decided to put them up here. And then he could have a good chance at winning the game with just road and army, but I think because he built these 2 roads on the other side, it's going to be a lot harder for him to take road now, especially once Bump connects. Wow, and Fog taking army. I didn't even really see that. What kind of... I guess he's been buying dev cards this whole time as well.
Yeah, he had 2 knights the last turn
Makes
around.
sense. He's got those 3 cities and good dev card resources. So Fog's not out of this either.
Fog's not out of it, but Bump is going to have to throw back 5 brick on that turn here. Huron's still kind of stuck. They've been kind of hanging in limbo. No new settlements down, no new cities down. They are going to get to move the robber here and block the 6 sheep as they have 5 resources in hand. Still the 2 development cards.
They have a settlement here. They can just win if they're on 2 VP. They're looking for trades. I don't think anyone's going to trade with them until Bump has road.
Yeah, I am surprised they took that chance.
And Motu doesn't have army. He could have 2 VPs. He takes road. That puts him on 11.
Yeah, Motu seems to have been building a little bit all over the place. The 8 rolls out here. Bump claims the longest road. 9 points with 1 development card in hand. 6 resources. It's going to be hard to beat Bump if...
Looking good. He's got a city up. He's got lots of settlement spots once he does. Going to be hard to take road from him. I think Motu's got the best chance at it.
Yeah, Motu does seem to have the production and the ability to trade away for it for sure. Bump Set Spike is completely out of settlements right now. All 5 are out, so can't even get to the 3 to 1 if he wants to. But he does have the resources, the 9 and the 8 to build the cities up.
We do need to be worried about the possibility that Fog has a road building and that they could just take a road also.
It's definitely possible. 9 rolls out here on Motu's turn. 13 resources now. Motu's production has been so good. It just depends. It's always 3-to-1 trades that they're having to trade out there. Is this going to be a settlement or what's going to happen out here? It's going to be another development card.
Yeah, to try and take army from Fog, I think.
Yeah,
that's where they're going for.
Trying to take it back. Another 2-to-1, 2-to-1 ores for wheat and sheeps. That's going to be the settlement on the 4. Yep.
Interesting.
Very interesting. Do you think he's trying to reach across to this 10-12 maybe?
Perhaps.
Could be something like the 10-12 that they're trying to reach out for. Maybe just add a little bit more ore to them, extend their road a little bit more. Fogru here buying another development card. 3 knights in hand. Are they going to play another one on this one just to keep that lead on largest army? Remember, they are playing for $1,000 here. Big difference from getting first and anything but.
Yeah. Basically, an $800 difference if you win this game, so pretty big.
Frogger's only got the 2 resources in hand. Is spending time thinking about their development cards.
Probably
it is going to be the knight.
What card he is, yeah. Deciding if he needs to knight or do something else. Looks like he decides to knight to keep army, which is probably correct, as it's very likely Motu could have a knight.
Yeah,
so.
And this 11 here might just be what Huron needs. It's going to be the rare wood for them. They 2-to-1 away for wheat. The settlement comes down. It's only 9 points so far. Might still have 1 in the pocket, so if they can still pull out 2 more for longest road here. 3 roads, 3 ships, whatever it might be.
They must have something else, possibly a road building, something that they have not decided to play yet. I don't think they have 2 VPs. Actually, maybe they do. Yeah, they might have 2 VPs for in. But I think it's very likely that Fogru does not have 2 VPs, because taking that time to think about whether or not to play the knight.
I agree.
He probably has something else that he could play, either a road building or a Year Plenty or a mono.
Oh, the city comes down, bumps that spike, finds themselves at 10 points now. Development card for 1 in the pocket. Huron had to pass there. 2 development cards for themselves. Motu did hit on the 2, so they're sitting on 10 resources, 2 dev cards. It'll have to pass. It doesn't look like Bump's got what it takes this turn around. So maybe Motu with some sneaky moves.
He does have a boat settlement spot there on that 8 wheat, so he could take that to get to 11 later. Possibly win. They might. I don't think they can afford to give road to green because they might be on 10 points already. Motu might have to try and take road here if he can on his turn.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be a weird swap, between Motu and Fogru. Like, who's gonna keep army and who's gonna keep road? Because if you are trying to get road away from bumps at spike, you're gonna have to give it to somebody. But if Fog still has army, you don't want to give it to them. Motu, though, is already behind in the army, and I'm not sure if they're going to play another one here.
It'll be interesting to see. There's still 2 road buildings out there, I believe, that someone could have. That might make an impact. Looks like Bump does decide to extend road. Probably correct there.
10's a great roll for Fogru anyway. The ship comes down for Motu. Looks like they were pointing for that sheep after all. The knight comes out. Motu shows 4 in their army, as they're only banking 1 left. 9 cards now. I think Motu will probably put down another settlement here. That's their last one. Motu all settled out.
Well, he still could get his cities pretty easily and get more settlements, but for now he is going to be settled out, yes.
9s keep hitting, and that's going to be great for Motu. But Fogru here now on 11 resources is not upset about seeing those bricks either.
It's actually going to be pretty hard for him to take road. He needs to build 2. That'll put him on for 8. Then he needs to build 4 more, so he needs to build 6 roads to take road. So that doesn't seem likely. With a road building, he still needs 4.
I was
not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him go north to the 411. I thought he was cutting across to the 1011 and trying to connect that way for longest road up through the north. So he is definitely much farther away now. It would have only been a couple more ships.
Yeah, it's interesting.
So I think at least the option was there, and I'm not sure, you know, tripling up on the 4 gold has kind of paid off for itself that way. So Fog is just left to buy more development cards. And I think there was the option to get Largest Army and Longest Road for a time there. They pass on the 11 hitting. And it's going to be Hiran's turn now.
Yeah, I think Fog just has to buy dev cards and hope that they can get enough VPs and then place their settlement down and try and win from there.
Yeah, Fog on settlement on the 10-10 there. But yeah, Hiran here was what I was talking about. Sorry, the 4-11. I think I didn't say Hiran. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I do like the 4-11 here. Well, it's not the best settlement spot, but allows them to build boats, which I think is a little bit easier for them. Gets them more wood, but the problem is they're not getting wood very often, so...
Yeah, which is really unfortunate.
Oh, it looks like there are roads here, okay.
Yeah, roads along the top for Hiran here. The slow crawl out there. 5 for more ore out there for Motu. Bump still probably going to be able to build a whole bunch of roads here as road gets farther and farther away, which is probably in everyone else's best interest here. Motu here is going to be 6 away from longest road now. Year of Plenty comes out from Bump, who gets another city down. 8 rolls for 15 resources for Motu. Bump is 1 point away. It's getting so close. Motu here needs a few more points. 3 points is going to be tough. The city comes down for 10. Might have one in the pocket. 8 resources here, though. 2-1 for another wheat here.
You got a settlement and a VP.
Motu! That's it. Motu is your grand champion of Seafarers. Congratulations. This is the first Colonist.io tournament. The winner of $1,000 and the whole tournament.
That's amazing. What a close game. Look at that. We had all 5 victory points drawn.
All 5 VPs, 1 on Motu, 2 on Hiran, 2 on Fogru. Bump set Spike. Probably just another turn away, a settlement away, a point away. Couldn't get it. All the dev cards had already been bought out.
3 cities as well. Very high production game. Everyone getting to 3 cities.
GG Motu. Awesome. I see you in the chat. Congratulations. Grand champion here. These were the dice stats for your game. 5s and 8s on your way to victory as you rolled a ton of ore. Let's take a look at how much ore there was in this game. Maximum ore because of Motu. Let's check out those dev cards there. I think we had 2 monos were in hand. I don't think someone played one of theirs. 1 road building, 1 year plenty.
Yeah,
yeah, I think there was 1 more Monopoly someone was hanging on to. But yeah, lots of dev cards bought out there. Lots of trades here. Fogru getting 10 trades out onto the board there. And then resources. The production for Motu. Getting all those ore cities up. So good. 103 resources rolled in. Bump, set Spike. A victim of the pirate here. As 18 resources had to be released back into the pool there.
Yeah, that's rough. That's real rough. Having that 3-1 would have helped him so much. I think that actually made a big difference in this game, him not having that.
Yeah, a lot of the focus here early going out onto Hiran, who had a really strong position there. Eventually their window closed out, and that's what I was looking at was Hiran maybe building out on the 11-10 and trying to connect their longest road there and maybe contesting Bump's at Spike there. But Bump was rolling in roads like crazy. It would have been pretty tough to take it away from them. Fogru, though, pretty quiet in that game. You know, they were building out on their own at the bottom there and just couldn't quite get any settlements after they triple citied up. You know, they didn't have the resources.
They had a chance at it. I think they just, I think they probably got that second VP a little late because, or did they did have 2 VPs, correct? Yes, they had 2 VPs, and I think they probably got that last one quite late. I think their plan was to get 2 VPs, settle on the 10-10, and then city for the win. But unfortunately, it just took them a little bit too long to do it.
I think that's gonna do it.